Hi, this is Jenny, and welcome back to my 3-day beginner yoga challenge. So if you tuned in yesterday, you started off with our first 10-minute sequence. Now we're going to be building on that. So if you'd like, you can jump back to that video before you start this one. So today we'll be doing a 20-minute easy beginner yoga sequence. I'll be guiding you through some of the same poses from yesterday and some new ones today. So let's get started. We're going to come back to our mats, coming into child's pose. So again, that's your version of child's pose, whether that's hands extended or hands stacked. Now, again, don't worry about your hips touching your heels. We're letting our body take its time. We want to feel that length in the spine. Taking a few gentle breaths. Opening up the back body and softening through the chest. Checking in, noticing how our body is feeling today. Checking in with our mind before we start moving. And then on your next inhale, let's lift the head, walk the hands forward, come into our tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists and hips over those knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Index fingers point towards the top of your mat. And then I want you to take a moment, just adding on to yesterday, let's make sure our feet are behind our knees. They're nicely hidden. On your inhale, I want you to lift the chest and lift the tailbone. Coming into cow pose. Exhale, chin draws in, round through the body. Finding cat. Press into the fingertips. Press into your knuckles. Inhale. Finding cow. Exhale, finding cat. Now, if your wrists are still bothering you in this pose after yesterday, you can come onto your knuckles and do cat-cow there. So especially my friends working with any wrist injuries or wrist sensitivities, this can be so helpful. Now, let's find that core balance. When you're ready, inhale, extend the right foot back. Start with the toes down, hips nice and square. Walk the left hand forward. Now you can keep the limbs down, or you can lift one or both. Try to bring your bicep next to your ear and try to press through your heel and reach through the fingers. Hug the low ribs in. For 3, for 2, and 1. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Take a few rounds of cat-cow here. Beginning to feel the spine get a little stronger. And coming back through to neutral, we'll do the other side now. So extend your left foot back, toes down. Walk that right hand forward. And then option to lift the leg, option to lift the hand. Reach through the heel, reach through the fingertips. Hug the low belly and biceps in. Holding for 3, for 2, and 1. Your hand comes down, knee comes down. From here, let's walk those hands forward. About a handprint or two. Keep your hips over your knees and find puppy dog. Bringing the forehead down, letting the chest soften. Getting that stretch through the shoulders and through the arms. Walk the hands out wide. And again, if this feels like a lot on those shoulders, stack your palms and open the elbows wide. We're here for 4 more breaths. And gently lift the head, press into your palms, reach the chest forward, and then walk your hands back in. All right, from here, we are going to make our way back to our downward facing dog that we worked on yesterday. So if you didn't feel too comfortable in your down dog, that's okay. That takes time, and you'll have plenty of time to practice. So whether that's keeping the knees bent a lot or keeping the knees down in puppy dog, try to keep the weight drawing back towards your thighs. Feel the tailbone and sit bones lifting. Bend into your knees if you are in up dog. If you are in puppy dog, I want you to keep those knees grounded. Spin your inner thighs towards one another if you're in up dog. And then look back between your calves. We're here for 3, for 2, and on 1. If you're in puppy dog, I encourage you, press up to your down dog. We'll be there for just 1 moment. Once you get to your down dog, bend into your knees a lot and begin to walk your hands towards the back of your mat until you come to a forward fold. Your feet are about hips width apart. You're bending into your knees even more than you think you need to. And your hands can hang, or you can reach for opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Now, I want you to bend a little bit more and draw the chin in and feel the back body kind of slide. Feel it get heavy. Rock your weight towards the toes just a little. And then back to the hips again. 1 more time towards the toes. And back to the hips. Release your arms as you inhale. We are going to roll up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. You can drag your fingers on the body to slow you down a little bit more. Roll the shoulders back, lift through the crown of your head, and let's all walk to the top of our mat. So once you get to the top of your mat, I want you to really focus on how you are standing. So look down at your feet. Maybe things feel comfortable for you to stand with your big toes touching. Now, that's not always the case, and that's not the only way you can stand. The other way, feet hips width apart. So you find your hip points, not out here, but your actual bones, those hip points there. And you want the hip points to line up with your knee, ankle, and then your feet. Your toes are pointing forward. And I want you to rock forward, back, right, left, and feel yourself ground down through all 4 corners of the feet. And then soften the backs of your knees a little and firm your quads. Then we're going to let the hip points lift a little towards our lower ribs, like helping us engage our core, and let our tailbone soften towards our heels, towards the earth. Shoulders now, we hug them up to the ears, draw them back without puffing out the chest. So that's the hardest thing there. And then let our fingers get heavy and weigh those shoulders down. Let the crown of your head lift up a little higher, and you'll naturally feel your chin tuck in a little. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. So palms can face forward, or maybe they're still facing towards the thighs today. Whatever feels best. Let those fingertips feel nice and long. And take a few breaths here. Nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. 1 more big inhale. And big exhale. On the next inhale, we are going to stretch up through the arms. Maybe you look up a little bit. And then exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Now keep that nice length through the spine. And as you press into the palms, broaden the collarbone. Inhale, lift the arms again. Exhale, fold forward. So bend a little into the backs of your knees. So we're not folding with straight legs. We want soft knees. And bring your body towards your thighs and let the hands and head drop down. We'll move through a few half sun salutations. So on your inhale, I want you to take your hands to your shins, press into those shins and reach your heart forward. Now, it's tempting to put all that weight into the heels. we don't want our hips to move back. We don't want our knees to move back. We want to keep our knees over our ankle. So that's why we're going to bring some of the weight into our toes. Now, exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Bend it even more than you think you need to. Feel your lower back get a little happier with that action. And then on your next inhale, we roll up, drag the fingers, lift the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift through the arms, look up. Exhale, long fold forward, soften the backs of your knees. Whew. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. So those are the Sanskrit terms. Inhale, slowly rise, lift up through the arms. Exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, we lift up once again, look up, feel the hips draw forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins again. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward again. One more time, inhale, rise on up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, we will rise. And from the front of our mat, I want you to take your hands to your hips, and we are going to step back into one of our first standing poses. So ground your right heel down and step your left leg back. All right, so we're coming into what we call crescent lunge. Your hips are square, your right knee is over your right ankle, and your left heel is pressing back. Now, if this feels like a lot on that back knee, what I want you to do is bring your hands down and lower the back knee down. All right, so starting where you feel comfortable. You can keep your hands at heart or lift through the fingertips. We're here for 3 breaths together. And then on our exhale, we'll step it forward. If you're in crescent, bring your hands to your hips, left foot comes forward. Now, if you're in that low lunge, I want you to lift the back knee as the hands frame your front foot and step your left foot forward. We'll all inhale, lift through the arms and rise. Exhale, hands to heart once again. Step your right foot back. Now let's find crescent lunge or low lunge on the other side. You can bring that back knee down again if you'd like. Hands to hips, square into your hips. Option when you're ready to lift those arms overhead. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down, and we bring the right foot to meet the left again. Inhale, lift through your arms. Exhale, hands to hips. One more standing pose. This one is called Warrior One. So we'll start by grounding into the right foot again, and this time we step our left foot back, and we ground the whole foot down. Now, you want your feet to be at least hips width apart. We don't want to feel like our heels are lining up on a tightrope. We want them to feel like train tracks instead. That's going to give you more stability. And if having that right foot walk out a little bit wider makes you feel more stable, go for it. Hands can be at hips, or you can lift the arms. Now I want you to feel that left heel really press into the floor. And as you press it down, you get a little taller. And then sink into the right knee just a little bit more. Ground the right heel and relax those right toes. We're here for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come to your hips, and we lift that back heel to step our left foot forward. Now, other side, right foot steps back. And again, feel solid in your stance. Walk that foot out a little wider. Ground down into the heels. When you're ready, let the tailbone draw down, lift your arms. Press down a little more into that back heel and sink a little more into that front knee. We're here for 3, 2, and on 1. Hands come down, lift the back heel, and step forward. All right. From here, we'll close this little practice today by coming into a forward fold. So turn to the right side of your mat, pointing the toes to the right. And you're going to take that right leg and step it out nice and wide. So if you have tight hamstrings, your legs feel tight, I want you to bend a little into the backs of those knees. We're all going to keep our hands at our hips, press into our heels, and then look down. If your toes are pointing out wide a little bit, I want you to draw them in. Not quite pigeon-toed, but just a little. And keep your hands at your hips as you fold. Look forward, look down to the floor. And then hands can come to your legs, fingertips can come to the floor. Hands under your shoulders, that alignment is going to give you a lot more stability. So you can find yourself there. And bend into those knees as much as you'd like. Let the chest draw down. If you're keeping those legs a little longer, maybe you find yourself lifting the hips a little higher. Now, let's walk our hands back to our hips. Inhale, bend into the knees a little bit more, and then exhale, we rise, come back up. Let's step our feet together. Take a nice big inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, hands through heart, turn to the front of your mat, and let's fold forward. Lift up halfway, hands to those shins, and then exhale, hands come down. Step the feet back, lower to your knees, and find either child's pose or a comfortable seat, letting yourself cool down, letting your muscles relax. So awesome job today doing our day 2, our 20-minute sequence. We'll be doing day 3 tomorrow. That'll be 30 minutes, and we'll be building on everything we did today and on day 1. So if you haven't caught up or you wanted a little refresher, we'll have links to those videos available. And again, today it's just all about feeling a little more comfortable when you get on your mat. So good work today, and we'll see you soon.